Hello and welcome to Linguisticator. In a recent video, I showed the construction of a guided module memory palace for learning French grammar. In this video, I'll show you how you might actually use the guided module by going through and adding your own mnemonics. Last time, we took our map of French grammar and created a kind of table of contents memory palace for all the parts and pieces, from nouns and verbs through to syntax and constructions. For each part of speech, we created a pedestal onto which we placed an instructor spot with the information about what goes where. For each piece, we also added a portal into a blank memory palace that we'll build out in the future for all of the details. To use this module, we need to replace the textual cues in the instructor spots with mnemonic images. For example, for verbs, which are actions, we might think of an athlete running. I can open up the menu, choose 3D objects, and search for someone running. I can then import the model and place it on the pedestal. Once the object is on the pedestal, the text of the instructor spot disappears and is replaced by the image. The information isn't gone completely though. You can call it back up by pointing at the mnemonic. We can follow this process either in desktop or VR mode. I'm going to go ahead and finish adding in the rest of the mnemonics. Okay, so I've added in all my mnemonics now, and you can see that the space looks and feels quite different with the images. For nouns, I've chosen an apple because it's a generic thing, and it also makes me think of Genesis in the Bible, with Adam and Eve giving names to the things in the Garden of Eden. For articles, I have a typewriter because I think of someone writing newspaper articles. For adjectives, I have a warrior with a javelin, because the etymology of adjective is related to the Latin verb to throw. So I think of someone throwing a javelin. For pronouns, I have a briefcase because it makes me think of a professional. For verbs, I have an athlete running. And for adverbs, I have a cheetah because a cheetah runs very fast, and fast is an adverb. For prepositions, I think of a mouse underneath a table, because that's a classic language learning example for learning prepositions. For conjunctions, I think of train cars being connected together. For particles, we've got a sword onto which you might swear an oath, because in French, we really just have fillers, swears, and interjections in terms of particles. For numerals, we have an abacus. The last two pieces are syntax and constructions. For syntax, I get a devil from the sin part, and I think of him collecting tax. Then for construction, I've got a bulldozer. With all of the mnemonics in place, we could go one step further and create some kind of story to connect all of these pieces together. Maybe one day a magic apple lands on the desk of a journalist. The journalist eats the apple and turns into an invincible warrior. The story can be whatever. For myself, I don't really need a story in a memory palace this small, and for content that is so familiar to me. But a lot of people I've worked with are incredibly narrative by nature, and really need the story, so you can decide for yourself. When you go through this module yourself, you are welcome to use the mnemonics I've created here, but you can create your own mnemonic images and your own stories. That creative process is what makes a lot of the memories stick. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and check out the links in the description below for information on our courses in memory, French, and other languages, as well as info on Macunx VR, which is the software we've used to build this memory palace. I'll be posting more demos of memory palaces for French and other languages, so please stay tuned.